left who haven't signed on our joint declaration by far. I think that's everyone. And our very own Rubala, I think, is our very last person. Tazara also has signed? Yes, already. Okay. As the እሺ ስለዚህ እሺ እኔም ፈርማለሁ ስራ ልስራ ብዬ ነው እና እኔ definitely ፈርማለሁ all right እሺ ስለዚህ አሁን ምንድነው የምናደርገው ትላንትና እንደተነገረን አንድ ኢንትረስቲንግ ፕሮግራም ሁለት ነገር ብቻ ነው የሚቀረን ስለዚህ የመጨረሻው ዶክተር ኤልዛቤት ናት የምትዘጋልን ግን ከዛ በፊት የራሳችን ተዘራ የፓስቶራሊስት ኢትዮጵያ ዋና መሪ and በጣም ብዙ ያደረገ ሰው ነው ከኔ በላይ በጣም በተሻለ ሁላችሁም ታውቁታላችሁና የ2026ን ነገር ትላንትና አናውንስ የተደረገውን ትንሽ 3 ደቂቃ ማትሞላ ሼር ያደርገንና for our good friends ደግሞ አንድ ትንሽ የሰርፕራይዝ አለ ነቅነቅ እናረጋቸዋለን
Thank you very much. እንድታቁት ነው ይሄ ዲክላሬሽን ይሄው የዚህ አርብቶ አደር ስራ ውጤት ስለሆነ ትልቅ ሰክሰስ ስቶሪ ነው በዚህ በመጀመሪያ እንደው ከመናገሬ በፊት GIZ እና ይሄን ኦርጋናይዝ ይሄን የፈቀዱልንም ማመስገን በጣም
I'd like to thank GIZ and the organizers. All the organizers.
ሳነበው ትረዱታላችሁ በእንግሊዘኛ የተጻፈው እንዳለ
It is written in Amharic. I'm going to read the statement as it is.
United Nations declare 2026 the International Year of Rangeland and the Pastoralists. On 15th March 2022 the United Nations General Assembly in New York unanimously declared 2026 the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralism. This final approval is the culmination of International Year on rangeland and the pastoralism movement that grew over several years to become a global coalition of over 300 pastoralists and supporting organizations, including the International Livestock Research Institute and several UN agencies. Building on these efforts, the government of Mongolia and the 68 co-sponsoring countries developed and put forward the resolution to United Nations General Assembly, including Ethiopia. United Nations General Assembly fully appreciates the importance of International Year on Rangeland and the Pastoralists resolution for addressing global biodiversity, climate change, and socio-economic issues. It recognizes that pastoralism is a dynamic and a transformative livelihood linked to the diverse ecosystems, culture, identities, traditional knowledge, and the historical experience of coexistence with nature. It affirms that healthy rangelands are vital for contributing to economic growth, resilience, livelihoods, and the sustainable development of pastoralism. It takes FAO to facilitate the implementation of the International Year of Rangeland and the Pastoralists in 2026. The rangelands cover half, scientists currently estimate 54% of the world's earth surface, and is thus our largest ecosystem. But it is most endangered and the least protected. Around the world, rangelands support the livelihoods and the food security of millions of pastoralists who provide livestock products not only for themselves but also for millions of others. Pastoralists use their livestock to convert often sparse and short-lived vegetation that cannot be consumed by human in expensive, healthy food with high-quality protein for both domestic and export markets. They thus contribute to global nutrition and food security. Sustainable rangeland and pastoralism are sorely needed even more so now in the world facing an unpredictable and changing climate, where already over 700 million people, almost 1/10 of the world population, are suffering hunger, and where 1 million animal and plant species are threatened to extinction. Particularly in the last 100 years, pastoralists have endured numerous injustices as the dispossession of their traditional grazing areas and the blocking of their migration routes. Yet these communities continue to survive and apply knowledge and the skills that make them strong alliance in the sustainable development in the face of increasing uncertainty we are all experiencing. As steward of rangelands, They play a vital role in maintaining and increasing biodiversity and providing ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration and the protection of watersheds. Whereas industrial confined intensive livestock production has a big carbon and water footprint, a footprint of pastoral systems that has scientifically proven to be next to nil. Rangeland is sustained by pastoralism form the largest carbon sink on the planet. Keeping rangelands managed under sustainable grazing practices is essential for climate change mitigation. Pastoralism is a production system that requires little fossil fuel energy. It relies primarily on self-generating nature pastures. It also helps to prevent wildfires, since grazing consumes much of the ground-level vegetation that could provide the fuel to burn. Thus, pastoralism can be nature-friendly livestock production system that optimizes the dynamics balance between production and sustainability under high variable and changing conditions. The International Year of Rangeland and Pastoralists aim to raise awareness and fill knowledge gaps globally about the considerable benefits provided by healthy rangelands and sustainable pastoralism. It will also advocate for strengthening the capacity of pastoral livestock sector and for increasing responsible investment in this sector. The ultimate goal is to make rangelands and pastoralists prominent in policy debate around everything from confronting climate crisis to reducing poverty. Managing threats to biodiversity, developing sustainable food system, and helping to achieve the sustainable development goals in this debate. The International Year of Rangeland and Pastoralism will help amplify the voice of pastoralists and scientists about the value of rangelands and pastoralism. Contact Miriam Nair Fuller. She's the Vice President of International Year Rangeland on Pastoralism, Rangelands and Pastoralism Global Coordinating Group. Otherwise, I am also the Eastern African contact person. We can put our address here. Even you can read. You know, just we are going to put the link on the what do you call this? Yes, so that you know, just you can find, you can read, you can see the list. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
እሺ ስለዚህ ልክ የመጣችሁበት ክልል ኤቪ ላይ ያሉ ሰዎቻችን ትንሽ ሙዚቃ ይለቆላችኋል እዛው ዘፈኖቻችሁን መስማት ትችላላችሁ የመጨረሻ የሚሆኑ ሴሌብሬት ለማድረግ የ2026ን ነገር እሱን እናደርግና ዝግጁ ናችሁ አይደል
መጨረሻው እንግዲህ በሙዚቃ ነው የምንጨርሰው ከ3 ከ4 ቦታ መርጠናል እዛው ነቅነቅ ማለት ይችላል 3 4 አይነት ሙዚቃ መርጠናል ባላችሁበት ቦታ ሆናችሁ
yo malise atolle badana yo warise anas mata kolma aba hasuda kunif badagna abab lemma fada tare mulemmai wai kahani mano fadenna lemmai ko tuma bagano يقلبي بقسانو بيتك وهنا كجحتا وما دقوا
እሺ ስለዚህ የሚቀጥለውን ዘፈን ደግሞ ምናደርገው
አቁ ሰዳንኩ ያባ
አረፋረፈበቃ የሚቀጥሉትን ዘፈኖች ደግሞ የሌሎቻችሁን ልክ ዶክተር ኤልዛቤት she will definitely give her your speech and then the programs and the rest of the music shall continue. Thank you so much Dr. Elizabeth for being with us, staying with us and also for all the hard work that you have been doing along your team. Thank you so much.
The hard work was a pleasure. Absolutely no reason to say thanks because I really, really loved my job and I will continue loving it. I have the honor to say some words to close our Dream 2 conference, which I think was an absolute success. I'm deeply, deeply thankful that you came, the enthusiasm you brought with you, and you continued working with us for 3 days with a lot of discussion, a lot of content being considered, being honestly discussed. And I think this is the most important issue, that we are honest with what are we doing and where could we improve. It was a stock taking of cooperation and coordination, capacity development. The questions what we have is, there are in the meantime huge amounts of funding available for the lowland areas, with many, many stakeholders. And what does that mean? And are we doing the right thing? Are we doing together the right thing? And what about the communities? Don't we forget the communities sometimes with all the activities we are doing? I think we had very good discussions on that one. And I just would like to give you that picture. The way how we are created is we have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. Means see more, hear more than what you talk. Try to learn from everyone. We are all the same, in all different positions. Let us learn from each other, let us learn from the communities, let us learn and then see what we can do together for the sake and the benefit of everyone. As I said, during the last days, many nice, good ideas came up. I was taking note for the next project, which I want to bring. There are some issues I want to bring in, helping us to go on until the year 2026, which we heard, when it will be the year of pastoralism and rangeland, or rangeland and pastoralism. It's a great idea, and we will celebrate that together. I'm absolutely sure about that one, if nothing comes in between, for sure. With the signature of our joint declaration, we all committed ourselves to continue working on the topics of cooperation, coordination, capacitation for the sake of our pastoral and agro-pastoral communities. So let us not forget what we have signed, and let us work really together. With this, I'd like to close, because in principle all is set and we know what we have to do. So I'd like to close with a huge thank you. A huge thank you to the Meta team. This conference was the second one we did together. And I think in the meantime, and also due to the pre-conferences and all the work in between, we learned a lot. I thought, for me, it was an extremely, a conference in harmony. In harmony, allowing all of us to learn jointly. So thanks a lot, and a big clap for the Meta team. And then a very big clap to our moderators. Thank you so much for being there, for being in front and behind, and just continuing and working with such a lot of enthusiasm, guiding us with a lot of pleasure through the days. Thank you such a lot. I'd like to come to a team which is located behind there in the booth, and not that visible but hearable. I think simultaneous translation is one of the biggest jobs, especially if there is spontaneous change in the languages. You have been. And they really did a good job, what I could follow. And we gave them a hard task. So thanks a lot for you and for this task. And definitely thanks a lot to our film crew making the videos, which are already on YouTube. I checked it, I found it with my smartphone. So it was a simultaneous, it can't be much more virtual, I think, and to do all these things. Okay, thank you. And thanks a lot. Also being there, tireless, is it that word? Just being with us all the time. Thanks such a lot. And then, last not least, definitely, thanks a lot to all participants bringing yourself in. All for that, His Excellency, State Minister Professor Eyasu Elias is not here with us, but that he came, that he opened our conference with the enthusiasm he brought and the knowledge also he brought about pastoralism. So I think we are on a very good way. And let us continue in this way our path until we have the Dream Free Conference, which we definitely will have. With this, I'd like to close. And I'm not going to close in German because otherwise my tears will come. But I'm thinking about what I said when we started about peace. Our world is at the edge at the moment, and it is so important. So let us hope and pray for peace. Peace at communal level, peace at regional level, peace at nation level, peace at a world level. I hope so much that the next time that we will come together, that there will be a more peaceful world. Thank you. Okay. Huh? I finished.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I thought you were done. Ishi. Afar Bureau Head, please come forward. Yes.
I have almost finished. I think we are first doing the thank you and then the AFA. Yeah. So I invite, be careful. No, be careful with the cable. I invite Gerben and Mother to help me, because saying thanks with some warm words is one thing, but I'd like that you remember the ones who have been in the background, in the foreground, helping us to come through the conference, that you remember this conference with a small, tinish little something.
This is not the first conference that Meta has organized. And I'm stealing the microphone now from Elizabeth because they are seemingly getting better every time. And for me, I don't know if you the story of Aladdin and the Wonder Lamp, and I have a bit that feeling, you know? But it's even better because Aladdin only got 3 wishes. But I seemingly, and Dr. Elizabeth, got about 30 or 35. Not only the conference, but also training materials. They got all the students in. They got the right hotel that was moved 3 or 4 times in time. They have been friendly. It was really, really a pleasure to have you here and organize this. Elizabeth, do you want to continue? Because you're the boss.
No. You can continue, but he needs to move. Call him first.
And I would like to go, my big friend who is always in a hurry. Notice that it's not you. I would like to call upon Dubali. Thank you so much for the moderation, for the help in the organization,
Okay.
and for giving me a neck rub in the morning.
Yeah. We are friends.
De Bale.
Thank